Welcome to another episode of Road Life with Chris. As you can tell, I done screwed up again, and I forgot to turn on my mic during this clip. So I'm doing a little voiceover narration kind of thingy here. Basically, all I'm doing in this first clip is I'm telling you what the menu is, what the ingredients are, and yada yada yada, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, let me go over real quick. So we're going to be doing fried pork, or grilled pork chops. Then we're going to grill some corn, some bell pepper, some onion. We're going to dice it up and cut the corn off the cob. And we're going to add in some diced tomato and some diced jalapeno that I have deveined and de-seeded to kind of lighten up the heat a little bit, although I do like it spicy. And then we're going to use a little olive oil, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of cumin, salt, pepper, and garlic. Mix all that together and make a corn salad kind of thing. And then we're also going to do collard greens in the Instant Pot with some bacon and all that good stuff. So that's what's on the menu today. So I'm going to get everything prepared here, chopped up and ready to go. And then I'll check back with you here in a few minutes. And we'll go on from here. So again, thanks for joining me. See you in a bit.
All right, welcome back everyone. So I got everything all cut up and ready to go. So we're going to start putting some of this stuff together. My grill's heating up right now. It's getting hot. So while that's heating up, I'm going to season my pork chops. And I've got some garlic powder, which I don't use on my pork chops very often, but today I am. So put a little garlic on them. Put some onion powder. A little bit of thyme. And pepper. I'm gonna pat that down on there. And then I'm gonna put some salt on them. Ooh, a little salt. All right, then I flip them over and do the same thing. Salt them, pepper them, just season them up real good. I'm trying something different with the cameras, so bear with me. Some salt. What did I do with my pepper? Oh, right here. There's some pepper, a little thyme, garlic powder, and onion powder. So I got those seasoned up. So what I want to do now that my grill's nice and hot, I've got my corn right here. I've already shucked it and got all the silk off of it that I could. So now I'm gonna put my corn on the grill. The other thing I'm gonna put on the grill is some bell pepper. I've sliced the onion. So I'm gonna throw sliced onion on the grill. I'm gonna let that start grilling. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna slide my Instapot over. I'm gonna turn it on to sear. And I'm gonna put my bacon that I've cut up coarsely. So I got pretty good chunks of bacon because when it gets done cooking, when I eat my collard greens, I wanna have chunks of bacon. So I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna stir that around. Let it start rendering. So while that's rendering and my vegetables are grilling, because I want to get some char on them, I'm gonna let that do that. I'm gonna get that rendered, and then whenever I get ready to start the next step, I'll be back. All right, welcome back. So my veggies are grilling. They're starting to get some char here and there. You see my bell pepper, onion, corn. It's all getting a little char on it, which is what I want. I want the corn to cook all the way through. My bacon is rendering real good. So it's rendered about to the point where I want it. So now I took some collard greens here. I went and washed them while in the bag, washed them off and everything. Now I'm gonna dump those in the pot. So the collard greens are in. So now what I want to do, I got some onion here that I chopped, or not onion, I'm sorry, garlic that I chopped up earlier. I'm gonna throw some of that in there. And then I'm gonna put some pepper in it. Then I'm gonna kind of give it a little bit of a stir here, best I can. Try to get some of that stuff mixed up in there. Might be better if I use tongs. So I got those going. Now I'm gonna add some salt. A little bit of water, not a lot, probably about, probably about a half a cup of water, not a lot. I'm gonna put my lid back on, close it up, and then I'm gonna change this over to where it cooks. And let it do its thing. Make sure that the valve is shut. The valve's shut. And now I'm gonna check my vegetables real quick. Yep, they're looking good. that's all looking good. The corn's gonna keep on cooking. It's got a while to cook. Like I said, I want it to get all the way done. So I can start pulling off some of my onion. My peppers. Let the corn keep cooking. So while that's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my pork chops on. And let them start cooking. So while they're cooking, I'll let them cook for a little bit, and I'll check back in with you here in a little bit. Alright, welcome back. So, what I have done is I've taken all my peppers and onions that I grilled, and I've cut them up and put them in this pan. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some garlic. I diced up 1 Roma tomato and kept the juice, and 1 jalapeno that I seeded and deveined, so that way it won't be as hot, although that's not going to bother me. So I got all that in there. I mixed that up real good. I put some salt. Get a little smoky. Some pepper. A little bit of paprika, not a lot, like a 1/4 teaspoon maybe. Oh, pork chops are flaring up. Roll my corn a little bit, let it keep cooking. I put just a little bit of cumin in it. Not much, like 1/4 teaspoon, 1/8 teaspoon. And then just a little bit of olive oil. Then I mix all that up. You can put lemon juice or lime juice or red wine vinegar or something like that in there, give a little more acidity if you wanted. I'm going to do this because I don't have any of that, so I'm doing it this way, and it's still going to be good. Pork chops keep flaring up on me. It ain't gonna be long, they're gonna be done. I don't have much longer on my collards either. That corn's pretty much done. You see I just got some char on it. One more area here, I want to let it cook for a little bit. Put that back on there. And then when that gets ready and I get ready to move on to the next step, I'll check back in with you. Welcome back, everyone. All right, so I got my corn off, as you can see, nice and charred. So now I'm going to cut it off the cob. That's hot. Whew. Trying to burn my fingers. So I'm gonna take this off the cob, and then when I get ready to add it, I'll come back. All right, so now I have all my corn taken off the cob. Now I'm gonna add it to that grilled pepper, onion, tomato mix I had. I'm gonna add it all in there. And then I'm gonna mix it up real good. So that's what it looks like when it's done. So we've got a roasted corn, pepper and onion, tomatoes, and jalapeno, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, cumin and paprika in there. And so it's kind of a, not really a salsa, kind of like a relish, I guess, maybe. I don't know what you'd really call it, but that's what it is. And my collards are, got about 5 minutes, they're gonna be done. And when that gets done, I'll be ready to plate, and so I'll check back in with you here in a few minutes. You know, while I'm waiting here for my collard greens to finish up, I'm gonna go over a couple things here. You know, I don't eat like this every day. Sometimes I may just have a sandwich that day. You know, I might eat every couple days, you know, or I'll try to eat something every day like a sandwich or something. But, you know, sometimes we just don't have a lot of time to do a lot of this stuff. You know, we work 12, 14, 16 hours a day, depending on the day, depending on your loads. You know, you try to deliver in the morning, and then you got to rush to go pick up a load, so that way you can keep rolling. And then you got to drive and knock out some miles so you can get everything delivered on time. So we'll spend, you know, 14 to 16 hours a day working. So then when you shut down, well, then you got to try to eat. You got to try to get a shower. Sometimes you got to try to get laundry done. You know, you've only got 10 hours before you got to hit the road again. So, you know, we cook. All right, that takes an hour. If I cook, hour and a half. All right, you know, get a shower. Well, sometimes you got to wait in line for a shower. That might be, you know, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour, 2 hours. You never know. Well, days you got to do your laundry. Well, you also got to do laundry. So that could take a while, you know, at least 2 hours. So, you know, this life out here is not easy, but it's what we choose. We choose to do this to take care of our loved ones, take care of our families, take care of ourselves the best we can. You know, we're out here for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. Sometimes, you know, some people out longer, some people go home every week. You know, it just depends. But, you know, we go home, we want to see our loved ones, we want to see our family, but, you know, life gets in the way sometimes. You don't always get to see them. Sometimes, you know, they're taking care of the kids, or, you know, they're working, or whatever it may be, so you may not get to see them. You get to home and you might get to sit back and relax and rest a little bit, but, you know, then we're right back out here on the road after 34 hours, day and a half, 2 days. We're back out here trying to make money, trying to provide. But you know, hopefully this just kind of gives you a little bit of insight on what it's like to being out here on the road. As you can see, we park at night. You got trucks running, you've got reefers running, you got APUs running, so it's not quiet. So you don't always have a quiet night where you get to have a nice peaceful sleep. You know, you've always got something going on. You know, it's a hard day, it's hot. You know, this time of year it's gonna be hot. So we're out here sweating, you know, burning up, busting our butts. But that's the life we choose, to take care of our family, take care of our loved ones. So, you know, if you see a trucker, appreciate them. You know, thank them for what they do, because this life is not easy. You know, you got a lot of truckers that go through trucker depression, you know, because they spend countless hours in basically an 8x8 box all day, day in, day out. You know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time, even longer. You know, appreciate what they do. If it weren't for truckers, you wouldn't have clothes, you wouldn't have food, you wouldn't have a house. All this stuff gets delivered by truck. You know, you got your reefers, you got your dry vans, you got your flatbeds, you got your heavy hauls. You know, they're all out here, all trying to make a penny, trying to make money to take care of their families. So appreciate what they're doing. Look out for them. If you see one that's struggling, talk to them. You know, lift them up, help them out. You know, don't just let them just keep being lonely and depressed. So, but anyway, enough of that. Like I said, just appreciate the guys and women. There's a lot of women and guys out here do this. So, you know, appreciate them all. So my collards should be done. So now I'm going to vent them. It's going to take a minute for all that pressure to come out of there. And once it's all, oh, they're smelling good too. Once they're done with that, I like to have my collards with a little hot sauce. Sometimes I put hot sauce in them and let them cook, or just a little bit of vinegar. If I don't have any vinegar, but I do have hot sauce, I just left it in the truck. So once these are vented down, then I'll plate them up and show you what it looks like, and we'll go from there. So see you in a bit. All right, welcome back. So my collards are done. So what I've done is I've sliced my pork chops, and then I put my little corn salad, and now I'll put some collards on top, right by next to them. And there we go. There's tonight's dinner. Grilled pork chops, grilled corn, onions and peppers, tomato salsa, salad, whatever you call it, and some collard greens. So that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. We'll see you next time.